Recorded Books and RB Digital present Bound in Blood by P.C. Hodgell. Narrated by Jennifer O'Donnell. Prologue. A Flight of Jewel Jaws. Summer 115. 3 days out from Ten Tier, the Randon College, they found the first body. The jewel jaws led them to it in a fluttering cloud, changing color against each surface that they passed. Tawny for the bark of a late summer birch, gold for its leaves, stormy blue for a thickening sky. When they landed on the back of the cadet's forage coat, however, they crinkled their wings in disappointment and turned the dusky brown of a bruised plum. The slighter of the two cadets chased them off with her gloved hands and turned over the body. Her companion caught his breath. "Lady, what happened to him?" "I don't know. He's Randir anyway. Look at how his token scarf is tied." They stared down at a face that should have been young, but that had sunken in on itself under parched and browning skin. A faint crackle came from his chest, as if something small and tired shivered there. He was breathing. Then, horribly, his eyelids stirred and opened. The eyes themselves were almost opaque, without pupils, but they moved as the irises shifted, searching. Lips creaked open, splitting bloodless at the corners. In a swift movement, the Randon known to the hillmen as Mayor Conti was there, kneeling beside the boy. He drew a white-hilted knife, opened the coat, and gently slid the blade home between prominent ribs. The boy sighed and closed his eyes. The cadet, Gari, frowned down at him. "Isn't he one of the cadets who tried to assassinate Ran—" "Careful," said James. "We aren't that far from Wilden." "Yes, I think so. For the life of me, though, I can't remember his name." "But the Commandant gave them all permission to leave." "This is unfair," Gari's tone said, in bewildered outrage. How could it have been allowed to happen? He was very young. It did seem hard that the boy should have to confront another of Death's uglier faces so soon after his swarm of bees had plunged, stinging, down the Randir tempter's throat. Gari hadn't told them to do that. They just had, answering his vengeful mood, aided by James, who at the time had been forcing the woman's mouth open with her thumbs jammed deep into the hinges of the other's jaws. "The Commandant even said that they could come back next year if their lord permitted," Gari added, still protesting. "That's just it. It was their true lord whom they tried to kill." James glanced at the hooded Randon who was hacking branches off a sapling. This close to his home keep, she tried to think of the Randir Lordan solely by his hill name, Mayor Conti. For years he had avoided the shadow assassins sent by the false lord's mother, Roneth, Witch of Wilden, so long that he had almost forgotten the habit of human speech. White skin, white hair, eyes that could hardly bear sunlight. If he hadn't been so obviously a Shawnir, one of the old blood, Roneth's scheme never would have worked. As it was, his people turned to him by instinct, as this poor boy just had, unless they were personally bound to the witch or to her son. Then she saw what the Randon was doing and went to help. Soon they had a pole sled lashed with boughs attached to Mira's saddle.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.